Have you ever avoided speaking in public or walking into a crowded room because you felt everyone was judging you? Social anxiety is more common than it seems and can limit your life in ways ranging from career choices to simple leisure moments. It turns everyday situations into emotional challenges, creating barriers that seem insurmountable. In today's video, you'll learn how to overcome the fear of being judged and start feeling more confident in social situations. Most importantly, you'll understand that you're not alone on this journey. Social anxiety is the intense fear of situations where you might be evaluated or judged by others. According to the American Psychiatric Association, around 7% of the global population experiences some degree of social anxiety, making it one of the most prevalent mental health conditions. It manifests in various ways. For some, it's difficulty talking to strangers. For others, it's the panic of public speaking or the constant fear of making a mistake in front of colleagues or friends. These fears are often not tied to the present, but are reflections of past experiences or internalized beliefs. This type of anxiety may seem insignificant to those who've never experienced it, but its effects run deep, interfering with how you connect, work, and even enjoy life. The fear of judgment has deep roots in our evolutionary history. Since primitive times, group acceptance was essential for survival. Being excluded meant losing access to resources, safety, and support. This ancestral fear still resides in our brains, particularly in the amygdala, the structure responsible for detecting threats. When you sense you might be judged, this area goes on high alert, sending signals that trigger a fight-or-flight response. That's why seemingly harmless situations, like presenting an idea in a meeting or making a comment in public, can feel so threatening. Evolutionary psychologists, such as Robin Dunbar, emphasize that our brains still operate based on these ancient systems, even though modern contexts don't present the same kind of danger. For instance, imagine you're in a meeting and need to share your opinion. Before you even start speaking, your heart races, your hands sweat, and you feel a knot in your stomach. In your mind, thoughts like, "What if I say something wrong?" Or, "They'll think I'm incompetent," take over. These physical and mental symptoms don't stem from the situation itself, but from your interpretation of it. Understanding this mechanism is the first step to taking back control. Recognizing the signs of social anxiety is essential to start addressing it. These signs can include palpitations, rapid breathing, trembling, muscle tension, and a general feeling of discomfort in social situations. Additionally, many people with social anxiety tend to avoid these situations, which over time reinforces the fear and further erodes confidence. Studies show that social anxiety is often linked to distorted thoughts, such as overgeneralization, "I always mess up everything," and catastrophizing, "They'll laugh at me forever." If you've identified with some of these symptoms, know that acknowledging the problem is the first step toward overcoming it. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, now's the time to ensure you don't miss out on content like this. Negative thoughts act as fuel for social anxiety. For example, the thought, "They'll think I'm incompetent," is an assumption that doesn't reflect reality. A powerful strategy is to learn how to challenge these automatic thoughts. Ask yourself, "What evidence do I have that this is true?" Or, "Is there another way to interpret this situation?" Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, widely validated by scientific studies, teaches this exact process of questioning and reframing thoughts. This approach not only reduces anxiety, but also strengthens your ability to think more logically and balanced. Gradual exposure is another highly effective technique for managing social anxiety. Instead of avoiding situations that cause discomfort, start with small steps. For example, greet a stranger on the street or join a group conversation without pressuring yourself to say much. Research shows that controlled exposure helps desensitize emotional responses, allowing you to gradually adapt to situations that once seemed impossible. Think of it as training. every successful interaction is a step toward building confidence. Breathing techniques and mindfulness are also powerful tools. When anxiety takes over, the body enters a heightened state of alertness known as hyperarousal. Breathing deeply through your nose, holding it for a few seconds, and exhaling slowly through your mouth can quickly reduce amygdala activation. Additionally, practices like the 5-4-3-2-1 method help redirect your focus to the present, breaking the cycle of anxious thoughts. These techniques not only help in the moment, but also strengthen your ability to handle future situations. Self-compassion is another crucial element. People with social anxiety are often extremely self-critical, viewing every mistake as a reflection of incompetence. According to Kristin Neff, author of Self-Compassion, practicing self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend in difficulty. This doesn't mean ignoring your mistakes, but acknowledging them as part of learning and growth. For instance, instead of thinking, "I messed everything up," say, "I did my best, and it's okay to learn from this." Imagine a situation where you need to give a presentation at work. Anxiety begins to take over and your mind is flooded with negative thoughts. Before entering the room, take a deep breath and remind yourself that your audience is more interested in your content than in judging every detail of what you say. After the presentation, instead of focusing on what could have gone wrong, identify at least one thing you did well. This type of practice, repeated over time, helps rewire your emotional response to these situations. If you've read this far, please leave a like. It's very important for YouTube to continue sharing my content. If social anxiety is significantly interfering with your life, seeking professional help is a wise decision. Therapy, especially CBT, is considered the gold standard for treating social anxiety. It provides personalized tools to identify thought and behavior patterns that fuel fear, helping you replace them with healthier strategies. Additionally, combining therapy with support groups or workshops can expand your support network and accelerate your progress. Overcoming social anxiety is a gradual but transformative process. Imagine what it would be like to feel confident in any environment, to walk into a room full of people without fear, or to express your opinions without the weight of judgment. These changes are possible, and every small step you take brings you closer to that freedom. Now tell me, which of these strategies do you think you can implement first? Share in the comments and inspire others who are also facing this challenge. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content on transforming your emotional and mental life. See you in the next video.